Sevastopol burns. Multiple impact zones confirmed across the naval base. Air defenses engaged but overwhelmed. This is not a probe. This is systematic destruction. Skyfall Warfare tracking the collapse. S-400 drones detected inbound at 03:20 local time. 17 targets on radar screens. S-400 batteries activate immediately. First intercept successful. 3 drones destroyed over the bay, but more keep coming. Wave saturation tactics in full effect. Defense operators report target overload. Not enough interceptors for simultaneous engagements. 4 drones break through the outer defense ring. Storm Shadow cruise missiles detected 2 minutes later. Low altitude approach from the Black Sea. Radar acquisition delayed by coastal terrain masking. Patriots engage at maximum range. 2 missiles intercepted. 1 leaks through. Impact on fuel storage facility at 03:27 a.m. Massive fireball visible from 20 kilometers. Secondary explosions follow. The facility contained diesel reserves for the Black Sea Fleet. Estimated 4,000 tons of fuel igniting simultaneously. Damage assessment teams cannot approach due to intense heat and continued explosions rippling through connected storage tanks. Defense batteries now tracking 12 remaining Shahed drones, plus 3 more Storm Shadow missiles inbound from a different vector. This is coordinated multi-axis saturation designed to fragment defensive focus and create gaps in coverage that subsequent waves can exploit for deeper penetration. S-400 system prioritizes cruise missiles as higher threat. Shahed drones temporarily ignored. Fatal decision. 6 drones reach the inner harbor zone. Impacts recorded on dry dock infrastructure at 03:31 a.m. 1 frigate in maintenance severely damaged. Hull breached below waterline. Vessel listing within minutes. Repair crane destroyed. Dock facilities rendered non-operational. Cost estimate exceeds $340 million for infrastructure alone. Ship repair timeline unknown. Storm Shadow missiles now 3 kilometers out. Final intercept window closing. 1 Patriot missile launched. Miss. Target continues. Second launch. Direct hit. Debris falls into residential area. 1 Storm Shadow remaining. No interceptors in position. Impact confirmed on command building at 03:34 a.m. 3-story structure partially collapsed. Casualties unknown but significant given night shift personnel present. Communication disruptions reported across base network. This is the nightmare scenario every air defense commander fears when the mathematics of missile warfare overwhelm defensive capacity and critical targets become exposed to inevitable destruction regardless of system quality or operator skill. Skyfall Warfare analyzing the cascade. Second wave detected at 04:14 a.m. 40 minutes between strikes. Classic reload and relaunch timing. 8 Shahed 136 drones plus 2 Kaliber cruise missiles from submarine launch. Defenses already degraded from first engagement. Interceptor stocks depleted by 30%. Radar operators exhausted. Target discrimination becoming difficult. Drones intentionally spread across wide front. Forces defense to engage multiple sectors simultaneously. Kaliber missiles taking central approach. Speed advantage over drones. Mach 0.8 versus Mach 0.3. S-400 prioritizes Kaliber threats again. Both missiles tracked continuously. First intercept at 12 kilometers. Successful. Second Kaliber evades initial missile. Deploys countermeasures. Decoy flares detected. Defense radar momentarily confused. Target lock re-established. Second intercept attempt. Hit. Both Kaliber destroyed. Victory brief. Shade drones now penetrating inner zones. Targets scattered. Ammunition depot. Barracks complex. Radar installation. Fuel pipeline junction. Administrative buildings. Dispersed impact strategy maximizes chaos and divides emergency response. First drone hits ammunition storage at 04:22 a.m. Controlled detonation impossible. Full explosion. Shockwave damages adjacent structures within 400 meters. Windows shattered across base housing. Second drone impacts radar facility. Primary early warning system offline. Backup systems activated, but coverage gaps exist. Third and fourth drones hit barracks complex. Partial structural collapse. Rescue operations begin immediately. Fifth drone intercepted by close-in defense system. Sixth drone hits pipeline junction. Oil spill into harbor confirmed. Environmental disaster unfolding. Seventh and eighth drones destroyed by desperate last-ditch intercepts using short-range systems. What caused the most damage? A. Ballistic missiles. B. Cruise missiles. C. Drones. Skyfall Warfare documents the answer, forming in real time. Base commander declares emergency status. All personnel to defensive positions. Civilian evacuation ordered from surrounding areas. Port operations suspended indefinitely. Black Sea Fleet partially immobilized. Repair capacity severely compromised with dry dock destroyed. Fuel reserves burned or contaminated. Command infrastructure damaged. Radar coverage degraded. This is not degradation. This is systematic dismantling of operational capability through precision strike doctrine executed with multi-domain coordination. Satellite imagery from 06 AM shows full damage extent. 12 distinct impact craters, 4 major fires still burning, smoke plume visible from 60 kilometers, ship count in harbor reduced, several vessels moved to deeper anchorages, vulnerable positions abandoned, air defense posture shifted to pure defensive, no offensive sorties possible, fighter aircraft relocated to inland bases, Sevastopol no longer secure for forward operations. Strategic analysts note the implications. Russia's primary warm water naval facility compromised. Resupply operations complicated. Maintenance schedules disrupted for months, minimum. Defensive umbrella proven penetrable through combined drone missile tactics that cost attackers perhaps $40 million total, while inflicting damage exceeding $600 million and operational degradation impossible to price. New strike wave confirmed. More launches detected. Reports from eastern Black Sea indicate additional Shahed 136 departure signatures. Cruise missiles potentially launching from airborne platforms. Third wave forming. Defense stocks critically low. Interceptor resupply requires 18 to 24 hours minimum. Current inventory insufficient for sustained engagement. Mathematics becoming impossible. If 15 targets inbound and only 8 interceptors available, 7 impacts guaranteed regardless of operator skill. This is air defense collapse through attrition warfare, and it represents the darkest evolution of modern aerial combat, where relatively cheap drones saturate expensive defenses until the economic and logistical mathematics guarantee penetration. Third wave arrives at 11:30 a.m. Daylight operations. 11 Shahed drones, 4 Storm Shadow missiles, S-400 batteries down to 40% capacity, Patriots nearly exhausted, close-in systems the last line, drones spread across maximum front, defense forced into impossible triage decisions. Which targets matter most? Which can be allowed through? Storm Shadow missiles approaching from northwest, different axis than previous strikes. Defense reorientation required. Precious seconds lost. First Storm Shadow engaged at 18 kilometers. Miss second engagement. Hit. 1 destroyed. Second missile continues. Third Storm Shadow targeted. Intercepted successfully. Third and fourth missiles now critical threats. Insufficient interceptors remaining for guaranteed engagement. Fourth Storm Shadow destroyed by Patriot. Third missile penetrates all defenses. Impact on submarine pier at 11:38 a.m. Structural damage severe. 2 submarines in port. 1 confirmed damaged. Extent unknown. Pier collapse potential. Emergency undocking procedures initiated. Shade drones now overwhelming remaining defenses. Close-in weapons systems engaging at minimum range. Tracer fire visible across base. 5 drones destroyed within 2,000 meters of targets. Desperate interceptions. 6 drones reach impact zones. Targets include secondary fuel depot, already damaged command building, vehicle maintenance facility, personnel housing, communications tower, and ammunition cache. Impacts recorded across 8 minutes. Fires spread. Emergency services overwhelmed. Hospital facilities strained beyond capacity. Casualties mounting. Base functionality approaching zero. Which system failed first? A. Patriot. B. S-400. C. Radar network. Skyfall Warfare tracking the anatomy of collapse. Answer is C. Early radar destruction created gaps. Delayed detection enabled deeper penetration. Defense missiles fired blind or late. Cascade accelerated from that initial vulnerability. Fourth wave rumors unconfirmed but probable. Defense posture now purely reactive. Offensive capability eliminated. Sevastopol transformed from forward operating base to liability requiring defense. Black Sea Fleet combat effectiveness reduced by estimated 60%. Repairs require minimum 6 months. Some damage irreversible without complete facility reconstruction. Is air defense collapse inevitable here? Comment Y or N. Strategic reality suggests yes. Attack costs $60 million total across 4 waves. Defense expenditure exceeds $400 million in interceptors alone. Damage totals near $800 million. Infrastructure reconstruction costs unknown but massive. Operational capacity degradation priceless to attacker. This is asymmetric warfare mathematics. Defender must intercept everything. Attacker needs only 1 penetration per target. Given sufficient strike waves and target saturation, mathematics guarantee collapse, regardless of defensive system quality, because interceptor magazines are finite while attacker production continues, and each successful penetration degrades defense, further creating accelerating vulnerability spiral. If you follow high-intensity air wars, type Skyfall. Analysis continues. Sevastopol's strike represents doctrinal evolution. Combined arms, aerial warfare. Cheap drones saturate and deplete. Expensive cruise missiles exploit gaps. Timing coordinated for maximum defense overload. Multi-axis approaches divide defensive focus. Target selection degrades operational capacity systemically rather than seeking symbolic destruction. This is professional military planning executed with precision and cold calculation of defense mathematics. Implications extend beyond Black Sea. Every fixed military installation now vulnerable to similar tactics. Air defense systems designed for Cold War scenarios of massed bomber formations or ballistic missile salvos, now facing swarm saturation from cheap disposable platforms that cost less than the interceptors required to destroy them. Economic warfare through aerial attrition. Ukraine demonstrates doctrine, others watch and learn. Can air defenses recover? Infrastructure repairs possible given time and resources. Interceptor stocks replenishable. Personnel replaceable. But psychological impact remains. Sevastopol proven vulnerable. Fleet operations compromised. Strategic confidence shaken. Every commander now understands that fixed positions under determined aerial assault face inevitable penetration regardless of defensive investment. Is escalation now unavoidable? Current trajectory suggests continued intensification. Successful strike doctrine encourages repetition. Sevastopol model exportable to other targets. Defense improvements drive offensive adaptation. Cycle continues. What target is next? Analysis indicates additional naval facilities probable. Novorossiysk potential. Crimean air bases vulnerable. Any fixed high-value target within range becomes candidate for similar multi-wave saturation campaigns that overwhelm defenses through mathematical inevitability rather than technological superiority. Skyfall Warfare documents the new reality: air dominance no longer achievable through defensive systems alone. Offense holds mathematical advantage. Saturation defeats interception given sufficient commitment. Modern warfare entered new phase, where sky becomes contested space and ground facilities exist only until attacker decides commitment worthwhile. Subscribe to Skyfall Warfare when the sky starts falling.